You've seen me beat Ruby with a physical Abra, you've seen me beat Gold with only Ladybug, and some of you may have seen me, well, try to beat FireRed with only Kakuna. Don't watch that one. But today, I'm gonna do something that I genuinely have no idea is possible or not. Today, I'm gonna try and beat Pokemon FireRed with only a Feebas. Now, you might have seen numerous other people try beating FireRed with Magikarp, and without items, it's impossible. So you're probably wondering how Feebas will be any different. Stat-wise, it seems even worse, with only 10 base special attack versus Magikarp's 15. However, unlike Magikarp, Feebas can learn some TMs. Not a lot, but enough to make me wonder if this could be possible to beat without using items in battle. Let's do this. Unlike my other solo runs, I'm going to allow myself to use any hidden power type just to give me a slightly higher hope of winning this run. I did a bit of thinking and decided on electric. I'm gonna need it for Lorelei because I doubt it'd be possible otherwise. Okay, so right away we have a big problem. How am I supposed to grind with a Pokemon that can't fight? Well, I think you know the answer. I need to waste all 40 of my splashes, then you struggle. Now, as you can see here, after finding the Kakuna I need, I'm only allowed to use 30 since Kakuna will run out of PP and start hitting me, so I have to find another one, use 10 splashes, run, then finally I can fight. Problem is, one Caterpie nearly knocks me out. This is leading to a huge problem that I'm going to have against Brock. Unlike Magikarp, Feebas only has base 20 defense, meaning that its attacks are going to do a lot more to me. I mean, just look at the final bug catcher in the forest. After about 30 minutes of grinding, I made it to level 9, and even then, I barely won, and only because I got a lucky crit. That's cool and all, but unfortunately, we're not making any progress for a long time, and you know that. Well, cue the suffering. Just for fun, I decided to see how Brock would go at level 9. Well, that's how much a crit does, and Geodude's doing about half my health. Guys, this might end up being like the Abra video. Actually, maybe even worse. I am not looking forward to this grind. Make your guesses on how long we'll be here for. Well, here's a little look at the grind at just level 9. I'm still way too weak to beat any of the other bug catchers in the forest, and if I encounter a Weedle, I have to run, since I'm risking getting poisoned. The thing that makes this so much worse than Abra or even Kakuna is the fact that Feebas is in the erratic leveling group, meaning that this grind is horrible in the early game but does speed up later. I tried Brock at level 15 and it goes a lot better than it did last time, although it was mainly because he just spammed defense curl. Still, his tackles are doing a lot less, which is progress. At least the grind isn't as bad anymore, but that does lead to a new problem. I also have to run out of all 35 tackles every time I want to fight Brock. Okay, level 20 it is. Well, level 20 and nothing really changes. I'm not surprised honestly, but he is getting close to taken out and Brock doesn't use potions, so I think maybe in about 3 levels I can get to Onyx. I mean, it doesn't really matter since it has base 160 defense, but at least we're going somewhere. At level 20, the grind has gone from slightly annoying to completely horrendous. I don't even have the running shoes like I did in Ruby, and Feebas is leveling so slowly now that it doesn't even look like it's gaining experience at this point. At least Tackle doesn't deal recoil damage though. I wonder if Flail at level 30 will be the strat. Alright, after another hour of more fun and eventful button mashing, we're back. I get lucky with a crit on the first turn, letting me get past Geodude, so for the first time, I make it to Onyx. Struggle isn't dealing much, but I actually managed to get him all the way to half health. You know, maybe the end of the tunnel is closer than I imagined. At level 30, I try yet again. I wanted to see if Flail was a viable strat, but I decided to just try struggling my way through first. I'm actually doing a quarter of Geodude's health now without defense boosts, and eventually I take it out with 46 HP for Onyx. It's still tanky though, and its rock tombs are doing 7 HP each time, and he's not missing. Thankfully, he just starts using Tackle, which only does about 5 HP, and I get a lucky crit, securing me the victory. Wow, I didn't think that Feebas would still be better than Abra for the first gym. Since I'm so overleveled, the trainers on Route 3 are all really easy. I'm still only doing about half to each Pokemon though, which is pretty embarrassing. I mean, I still only have 13 attack at level 30. Nothing really interesting happened on Mount Moon, so after picking up the rare candy in Cerulean, it's time for Rival 2. Well, as you just saw, Tackle is not doing very much, and Pidgeotto loves spamming Sand Attack. I actually managed to take it out with just 1 HP, letting me use a 200 power Flail that doesn't take Bulbasaur out. Okay, I'm gonna need to grind more. If I can't one-shot a Bulbasaur, then there's no way I'm one-shotting Misty's gym. I come back at level 37. Pidgeotto gets in only one sand attack this time since I crit to take it out. Unfortunately, Bulbasaur has Sleep Powder and Vine Whip, so I need some crazy luck. He brings me to just 2 HP when I finally wake up and finish him with Flail. Well, looks like the battle's over. Abra can't attack, and now... oh, never mind. Yeah, Flail isn't an auto win. Awesome. And by the way, this was the best attempt out of like 15. I decided to just try Misty since Rival 2 wasn't happening. I got myself to 1 HP before the fight, so Flail is now a 200 power move. I one-shot Staryu, but can I one-shot Starmie? Well, I get a crit, so I do. I have no idea if that mattered, but I am not complaining. Okay, so with that, we have the TM for Water Pulse, but how do we do against Rival 2 now? Well, it's doing about 1/3 of Pidgeotto's health, and I managed to confuse it, which is great, so now I'm at Bulbasaur with 60 HP. I go for Water Pulse, and it confuses him. Oh my god, he hits himself, I use Tackle, and he doesn't hit himself, but he misses Sleep Powder. Unfortunately, he snaps out right after and puts me to sleep, and I thought I was gonna lose, but I woke up just in time to finish him. Abra is obviously a one-shot, and then his Rattata brought me to 6 HP by the time I took him out. Wow, that was some crazy luck there. With that out of the way, I can finally catch some Meowths, which have the ability Pickup, letting me get free items when I win battles, as well as possibly getting me the TM for Hidden Power, which should be some nice coverage for our rival's Pidgeotto. Well, during the SSN, I actually managed to get the TM for Hidden Power. I mean, it's not like super rare, so I wasn't expecting it to take that long, but it's really nice that I get it so early. With the new type coverage, I was pretty confident in beating Rival 3. I go for Electric Hidden Power, and oh, that's not very good damage. It's doing about the same as Seeker Power, so I just decided to go for that. Second is Ivysaur, but all I had was Seeker Power, and it thankfully got fully paralyzed, and I managed to take it out with half health. Raticate also got fully paralyzed, and then last was Kadabra, and it actually managed to survive a Seeker Power. I think that just goes to show how bad Feebas' attack stat is. Naturally, I was worried about Surge, however, to my pleasant surprise, I won on my first attempt. Voltorb only used Screech, which didn't really matter, and then Pikachu went down with 1 Seeker Power. Finally, Seeker Power did about 1/3 of Raichu's health, but he paralyzed me. His shockwaves were doing a lot to me, and I almost lost, but thankfully I never miss with Seeker Power while paralyzed. So, things have been going pretty well so far. I mean, we beat Rival 3 easily, as well as Surge. What could possibly go wrong now, right? Well, you know we're gonna have yet another tough fight soon. I don't know how I'm gonna beat Erica at this low of a level. Hopefully I can pick up a few rare candies along the way to help me a bit, or maybe get some nuggets so I can buy Ice Beam. But if I can't, then I really don't think this is gonna be possible for a really long time. Well, I unfortunately didn't get enough nuggets to get enough coins for Ice Beam, so I have to just try with Seeker Power, and it's not looking very good, like, at all. Gigadrine basically heals all of the damage I do, and with Stun Spore, I don't stand a chance. It's fine though, Giovanni should give me some much needed levels, and I think I can beat him pretty easily. And yeah, Giovanni was really easy. He has a Rhyhorn and an Onix, which are both obviously one-shots, and his Kangaskhan actually was a bit of a threat, but it just started spamming Tail Whip for some reason. Alright, on to Rival 4, but I'm not super confident. Okay, let's see how we do against Rival 4. I crit Pidgeotto to get a one-shot with Water Pulse, and then for Ivysaur I use Seeker Power, but it puts me to sleep. I do thankfully wake up soon and take it out. Unfortunately, third is Gyarados, and Hidden Power, despite being 4 times effective, is still doing less than half. Oh my god, did I get the worst Hidden Power IVs or something? Like, I don't think it should be doing this little. I try again at the same level just to see if I got unlucky, but nope. This just isn't happening without leveling up some more. Unfortunately, Feebas can't learn any of the screen moves, so I can't use something like Reflect to lower Gyarados' damage. Thank god for the VS Seeker though. Alright, I'm back. Again, I get a lucky Seeker Power crit to one-shot Pidgeotto, so no accuracy drop. I'm still doing less than half to Ivysaur, but I paralyze him on my first turn, which is great. It gets in a Razor Leaf though before going down, but I still think I can win the fight. Now for Gyarados, I use Hidden Power and it does barely half. Wow, that is just perfect. I take it out the next turn, and then Growlithe is obviously a one-shot with Water Pulse, and then finally Kadabra goes down in 2 hits since my attack is halved. As soon as I get the Pokeflute, I grab the leftovers and head to Fuchsia City. I think Koga will be a bit easier than Erica, although he is using physical attacks, so it might still be hard. Since there are so many trainers to find now, I can get a lot of money, which should hopefully be enough to buy coins for Ice Beam once I beat Koga. I also want to grab Surf, since while Water Pulse does have a small chance for confusion, I think Power will ultimately be more useful for the following fights. Well, remember me saying that Coco would be easy? Yeah, I was very wrong. You know what? Between the trainer money, the useless TMs, and the nuggets I got from pickup, I think I'll have enough money to buy Ice Beam now. Let's just go and destroy Erica first. Huh, that was easy. Surprisingly, I still outsped Vileplume even when paralyzed. I mean, winning this fight doesn't accomplish anything, since I still have to beat Koga, but it was nice to get past this fight, I guess. Alright, I'll grind some more and then fight Koga. I fight Koga at level 65, and this was really weird. I one-shot Coughing, of course, then I use Surf on Muck, which looks like it's gonna be a 4-shot as it uses Sludge to do almost half my health, but I end up getting a crazy good range. Alright, Coughing number 2 is obviously another one-shot, but Wheezing is gonna finish me, right? Well, nope. I got another great range, so I won with just 8 HP. Okay, I guess that counts? I mean, it was kind of just brute forcing and getting lucky, but let's keep going, I guess. After invading Silph Co, we're at Rival 5 now. Pidgeot took a lot more damage than I thought it would, although it got in a wing attack. However, I was really scared of Venusaur since I don't know how much Razor Leaf would do. Well, I thankfully won't have to worry this battle since I froze it on the very first turn. Okay, I'm not complaining about that. Anyway, next is Gyarados, but it just goes for Bite even though he has far better moves. Seriously, this has to be one of the most ridiculous fights I've ever had. I don't know what his move choices are. Like, again, his Alakazam used Reflect even though my attack is already halved. Like, what? And interestingly, for a change, Giovanni 2 was actually kind of scary. Nidorino doesn't go down in one surf, so he gets in some damage, and then his Nidoqueen survives, and crits with a double kick both times, bringing me to low health. I thought it would be over, but then Kangaskhan just used 2 Tail Whips, letting me take it out, and then one-shot Rhyhorn right after. I swear, there's gotta be some sort of like sympathy meter hidden in this game. Alright, it's time for a little boss rush now. Sabrina's Pokemon all have poor defense, so Return ended up doing a lot to most of her team. In fact, I didn't lose a single hit point during the battle. I didn't even enter the fight fully healed. Man, Feebas has been going off lately. And next is Blaine, but I mean, he's the Fire-type gym leader, so naturally he didn't stand a chance. Arcanine actually did manage to survive a surf, but he just missed takedown. I guess he was so shocked that a little fish could be so deadly. Alright, let's get Giovanni now. Yeah, Giovanni was also really easy. I one-shot his Rhyhorn and Dugtrio, and then Nidoqueen did survive a surf with red health, so it got in a big earthquake before I took it out. Nidoqueen has worse defensive stats though, so it was a one-shot thankfully, and then Rhyhorn number 2 was of course a one-shot. I think it's worth noting how much the EXP bar is increasing now. The erratic growth rate grows really fast at higher levels, so grinding shouldn't be too bad now. But unfortunately, this is where the boss rush ends. Despite Feebas having a mostly easy time throughout the mid and late game, I knew that the final climb to the top was going to be steep. His Venusaur is a lot higher leveled, and I don't freeze him this time, so I get to see the Wrath of Razor Leaf, and it's a 2-shot. This isn't looking pretty. Since Feebas' move pool is so limited, I don't have much wiggle room when it comes to strategy. I come back at level 80. Pidgeot uses Wing Attack as it always does, so I've lost quite a bit of health by the time I'm at Venusaur. It uses Growth the first turn, which is worrying me, but then the second turn, I freeze it. Wait, did I just win? Okay, next is Rhyhorn. It's a one-shot obviously, but we still have Gyarados to deal with. Hidden Power Electric is still doing pitiful damage, but he just uses Leer and then Hydro Pump for some reason, even though it's special. Man, this guy's gotta get a new Gyarados or something. Last is Alakazam, and it's a 3-shot. It uses a Psychic that has half my health, but it's too late. After fighting all the trainers in Victory Road, here are my final stats before the Elite Four. Yeah, you may not have realized judging by how the battles have been going, but Feebas has abysmal offensive stats. Just look how terrible they are. I don't think I've ever had a single Pokemon with this low of stats before at this high of a level. Not even Kakuna. Alright, we made it this far, but can Feebas make the final climb? Honestly, I'm not super optimistic. Okay, so this is how the first fight against Lorelei goes. Dugong basically takes 0 damage from hidden powers, so that's just great. I have to completely rely on Return for the entire battle. I do eventually take Dugong out, but it's nowhere near over yet. Cloyster, a Pokemon with poor special defense, is still barely taking any damage from hidden power. Oh my god, what IVs does this thing have? Surf actually does a little more, which is just embarrassing. Then we have Slowbro, which is an 8-shot with Return, and she has Yawn, which makes the fight a lot more tedious, but I do eventually take it out. Fourth is Jinx, but it was her easiest to take down, but unfortunately, we have a huge issue. You see, Lapras has Body Slam, a physical move. Feebas has base 20 defense, and Body Slam also has a 30% chance to paralyze. So, yeah, I lost, and at that moment, a big wave of dread swept over me. What was I supposed to do? Well, I decided to go on a cruise. A cruise to the Sevi Islands. I needed to gain a few levels as well as take the PP Max onto Island for return. However, would these levels even help me? Well, by the time I finished the side quest, I realized that there was a strategy for the Lorelei fight that could work. I try again, this time with Toxic, and it does wonders. With Toxic, even if I'm asleep, she'll still take damage that just gets worse over time. I get past Dugong, Cloyster, Slowbro, and Jinx just fine, but unfortunately, yet again, Lapras comes out, and its physical attacks are just too much for me to handle. Okay, fine. Toxic and Protect. If this doesn't work, well, I don't know. Alright, I start the same way. Toxic on Dugong, waste her full restore, then take her out. Unfortunately, she set up Safeguard so I can't poison Cloyster. Thankfully, it's still about a 3-shot with Surf. Again, for Slowbro, I poisoned her, then used a few returns. For Jinx, I used return, doing half. She put me to sleep, but I wake up on the second turn. Okay, now here's the real test. Can I beat Lapras? I don't miss Toxic, and she doesn't paralyze me with Body Slam, so that's good. I use Protect as she uses Confuse Ray and then go for return after, but her second Body Slam brings me to about a third of my health. However, I think I've already won. One more Protect, and even though she has a Citrus Berry, it's not enough to heal from the Toxic. And with one more return, she finally goes down to Toxic. Oh my god, that could not have been any closer. Unfortunately, right after, we have yet another brick wall, Bruno. Yeah, I hate to say it, but Bruno is going to be nearly impossible. Onyx is easy of course, but then he sends out Hitmonchan, and its Sky Uppercut is doing about half my health. Well, I guess it's finally time to get to level 100, but I don't even know if that's going to be enough. After a bit, I'm at level 100. I one-shot Onyx with Surf, and then I poison Hitmonchan as he for some reason uses Rock Tomb instead. I wonder why. I spent some more time stalling it out, and I actually take it out, so for the first time, I'm at Hitmonlee. I decide to just brute force it with Return, but I'm low for Machamp, and well, yeah, I go down. Well, Cross Chop is 80% accurate, so maybe I can hope for 2 misses? Okay, after about 1,000,000 attempts, I finally get this lucky fight. The battle goes as usual, with me taking out Onyx, then slowly stalling out Hitmonchan until it faints. For Hitmonlee, I use Toxic, then surprisingly get in 2 Protects in a row, then take him out with Return, so now we're at Machamp. I use Toxic, and he misses Cross Chop. I use Protect as he tries Cross Chop again, and after that, I decide to take the risk and go for Protect again, and it doesn't fail. Oh my god, is this gonna be the one? I go for Return since he has a Citrus Berry, and he misses Cross Chop again. And now, he's in perfect range to go down. Oh my god, that one fight literally took over an hour to win. Given the amount of luck that I needed to win that fight, I'm not sure if it's really considered a win, but that's up to you. Third is Agatha, and I don't even have words to describe how this went. Her Gengar goes down to a crit Surf, which confirms that it's a 2-shot. Then, Golbat is also in 2-shot range as it goes for Air Cutter. Third is Arbok, and it looks like Surf is just barely doing half. Her Sludge Bomb nearly brings me out though, so I have to use Rest for Gengar. She uses Shadow Ball, which actually does quite a bit. However, Surf is still doing half to her as she miraculously misses Hypnosis that would have ended me. Unfortunately, she has a Citrus Berry, so she gets in a Sludge Bomb and poisons me. Once I get to haunt her, I have 2 HP left, and in a last-ditch effort, I go for Surf, and it doesn't one-shot. And then she goes for Curse. Oh my god, there's actually no way. I think that might have been the biggest L I've ever seen the AI take. For Lance, I retaught Feebas Hidden Power for Gyarados since otherwise he wouldn't be able to do enough damage. In this attempt, I get the best case scenario as he just uses 2 bites as opposed to 2 Dragon Rages, so I take him out. Second is Dragonair, so I use Blizzard as he paralyzes me. He heals, so I have to use Surf and then Blizzard to take him out. His third Dragonair starts going for Outrage, which is actually great. Once he gets confused, I use Rest to get to full health for Dragonite, so will Blizzard, my 4 times effective move, one-shot it? It does not, of course. He goes for a Safeguard though, my saving grace, so I take it out the next turn. And finally, we have Aerodactyl. Surf does big damage as he goes for Scary Face, but he can't one-shot me, so I win. Oh my god. The entire Elite Four defeated by 1 Feebas. And finally, we have the champion. I tried this battle for close to 2 hours, although it felt like an eternity, and I really don't think it's possible. So let's see how it goes. Blizzard does good damage to Pidgeot as he gets frozen, and that means that I get to take it out, and I'm at full health for Venusaur. Blizzard does about half health as he uses Growth, and well, I guess it wasn't exactly half since the Citrus Berry didn't activate. Third is Alakazam, who ended up being the end of the fight fight for most of my attempts. I use Surf, it goes for Psychic, and I mean, just look how much it does. I go for Surf again, and oh, it crits. Okay, that's nice. Rhydon is obviously an easy one-shot, and now we're at Gyarados, who basically, if I did make it past Alakazam, would pretty much always be the end of the fight. I luck out though and freeze him the first turn. Hidden Power does about a quarter of his health, but he has a full restore. I try for Blizzard again, and oh my god, it freezes again. Wait, this could be it. I use Rest just for safety and he's still frozen. I go for Hidden Power hoping for the crit and I get it. When this happened, I was speechless. I haven't had this level of luck since that Wooper run all that time ago. And now, we're at Arcanine with full health. Extreme Speed doesn't do half thankfully, and with a few Surfs, I win. Oh my god, I actually did it. Pokemon FireRed with 1 Feebas. I didn't actually think this would be possible. I actually thought that this would be a loss. That was an absolutely crazy and brutal run. Seriously, there were so many times, especially during the Elite Four, where I was considering if it would be even possible to make it past Lorelei. And then once I got to Bruno, I was sure that that would be the end, seeing how much damage they were doing. But of course, my persistence got the best of me and I kept pushing for hours and hours until finally getting that win. I guess in a sense, it's not the most pretty win ever given the insane RNG needed, and some of you probably wouldn't even consider it a win since it took so many tries, but I think I'll take it. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. These videos take quite a while and it would really mean a lot. Alright, I think I gotta go buy a lottery ticket now. I'll see you all later.